If things start feeling a little foggy, emotional, or strangely nostalgic toward the end of February 2026, there's a reason. On February 26, 2026, Mercury officially goes retrograde, and this one happens in the dreamy, emotional sign of Pisces. Mercury retrograde often gets a bad reputation, but it isn't here to ruin your life. Instead, it asks us to slow down, reflect, and rethink how we communicate, process information, and make decisions. And when Mercury retrogrades in Pisces, the lessons become more emotional, intuitive, and deeply internal. What is Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde occurs when the planet Mercury appears to move backward in the sky from our perspective on Earth. In astrology, Mercury rules communication, thinking, learning, travel, contracts, and technology. When Mercury goes retrograde, those areas tend to need extra attention. You might notice misunderstandings, delayed plans, tech glitches, or conversations that don't quite land the way you intended. But retrogrades aren't about chaos, they're about revision. They're best used for reviewing old plans, reconnecting with the past, reworking projects, and gaining clarity before moving forward again. Why this Mercury retrograde feels different? This retrograde takes place entirely in Pisces, a water sign connected to emotions, intuition, creativity, dreams, and spirituality. Pisces energy is soft, fluid, and deeply emotional. During this time, facts and feelings can blur together. You may feel more sensitive to tone, energy, and unspoken meanings. Communication becomes less logical and more emotional, which can lead to confusion but also to powerful intuitive insights. This is a Mercury retrograde that asks us to listen more, assume less, and feel before reacting. How Mercury retrograde in Pisces affects each zodiac sign. Now let's go through each zodiac sign and what this retrograde may highlight for you. Aries, this retrograde encourages you to slow down mentally and emotionally. Old thoughts, memories, or creative ideas may resurface. It's a good time to reflect, but not to rush decisions or react impulsively. Taurus, you may be rethinking routines, habits, or long-term goals. Emotional security becomes important now. Take time to ground yourself and avoid making changes based purely on mood. Gemini, home and family communication comes into focus. Misunderstandings are possible, so clarity is key. This is a good time to revisit conversations rather than start new ones. Cancer, emotional conversations may feel heightened. You're being asked to listen deeply and express yourself gently. Avoid assuming others know what you're feeling, say it clearly. Leo, money, values, and self-worth may be under review. This is a time to reassess what truly matters to you rather than chasing validation or approval. Virgo, relationships may feel confusing or require patience. Mercury is your ruling planet, so double-check communication and avoid jumping to conclusions. Reflection leads to clarity later. Libra, work, health, and daily routines may need adjustment. Small details matter now, and organization helps reduce stress during this period. Scorpio, this retrograde brings emotional depth. Past relationship themes or creative ideas may resurface. It's a powerful time for healing and emotional insight. Sagittarius, career direction or long-term goals may feel uncertain. Instead of pushing forward, take this time to reassess and realign your path. Capricorn, boundaries, rest, and emotional well-being are highlighted. Mercury in Pisces reminds you that productivity isn't everything, mental clarity matters too. Aquarius, relationships and close connections may require honest communication. Old conversations could resurface for resolution. Pisces, this retrograde happens in your sign, so you may feel it more strongly. Intuition is heightened, but clarity may take time. Be patient with yourself and trust the reflection process. How to navigate this retrograde successfully. To work with this Mercury retrograde instead of against it. Reread messages before sending. Double-check travel plans and appointments. Back up important files and data. Avoid major contracts if possible. Journal, meditate, or reflect. Ask for clarity instead of assuming intent. This is a powerful time for inner work, creativity, and emotional awareness. Just don't rush conclusions. Mercury retrograde in Pisces isn't about disruption, it's about realignment. It helps us reconnect with intuition, revisit unfinished emotional business, and slow down enough to hear what we may have missed. If you move through this period with patience, awareness, and compassion for yourself and others, it can become a time of insight rather than frustration. Mercury officially goes retrograde from February 26 to March 20, 2026. However, there is also a shadow period. The pre-shadow begins around February 11th, when themes start emerging. The post-shadow lasts until about April 9th, when final clarity arrives. Pay attention to situations that show up in mid-February. They may resurface later with a clearer resolution.